Domestic violence amongst teenagers is a big issue no one wants to address. What advice would you give to a teenager who is currently a victim of verbal and physical abuse from their significant other?
Get out. No, that's always a simplistic answer. Oh, there's actually a national dating violence hotline or helpline that people can call. That number is 1-866-331-9474. They offer 24-hour, 7 days a week support for anyone can call that. If you suspect that someone can, because a person who is experiencing violence is not likely to call that number. It's usually the people that are around them that are going to call that number. One thing I always tell people, connect with yourself first. That's significant in everything you do, because no one who is in love with him or herself is going to tolerate or allow abuse. Let's start there. I know I'm going a little bit before your question, because before we get to that point, we have to recognize and understand how a person can tolerate abuse, and it is rampant. I work with young people. Know who you are first. Never give yourself totally or wholly to another person. And that might sound like a little bit odd, but I mean that. Because when you give yourself totally to another person and that person leaves you or the relationship ends for whatever reason, you have nothing left. Keep yourself whole, keep yourself sacred. Therefore, you will never allow anyone to abuse you. Now, that being said, the person's already in an abusive situation. The hotline is 1. Talk to people. What an abuser typically does is isolate you from your source. They isolate you from the people who will tell you the truth. You know, the people like, girl, you know, you can hear it. The next part, I can't believe you let so-and-so do this and that to you, right? You have to be able to share what you're going through. But before that, we have to teach teens what abuse is. Some of them don't even know it. Some of their parents, their peers are in abusive relationships. We don't label it abuse. Someone cussing at you, cussing you out. Love should never hurt, emotionally or physically. When a person tells you they love you and talk down to you, browbeat you, that's not love. There is no excuse for abuse, none whatsoever. So it takes people around you noticing things. If you're working with someone or someone in your family starts to separate, let's say they all booed up with somebody and they start to isolate themselves, always be suspicious. If they won't let you in anymore, pay attention to that. But let teens know that there is help and there is support. A lot of them won't hear it because they're in what? They're in love, right? And love is what? Love is blind. Some people think that if you're not mean to me, you don't love me. Twisted. A lot of people who've been traumatized think that. If you love me, you will hurt me. You'll chase me down. You'll beat me. That means you love me. You want me back. It's twisted. But acknowledging it, awareness around the issue, again, that number, pay attention that anyone can call. School teachers, counselors, law enforcement officers. If you suspect that a person is in a dating violence relationship, you can call that number and get that person some support because it is very real.